Hi, this is the Geek of All Trades, and I'm here to talk about Phoenix Comic Con. Phoenix Comic Con was just this past weekend, and it's been getting bigger and bigger the past couple of years. This year we had, with the 25th anniversary of Star Trek Next Generation, a number of the bridge crew. We had Geordi, Worf, Troy, Data, Wesley were all there. From what I heard, Picard was scheduled but didn't make it. And they also had Kirk scheduled in too, even though it wasn't part of Next Generation. But it was pretty cool to have all those people there. But on the downside, they had them in smaller rooms. I mean, not really small, but not big enough for the people who wanted to get in there. And given the amount of money that they put into getting these stars there, it didn't give them the funds to have medium-level stars that they had there like they did last year. Like Pam from True Blood, Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, people like that. And so since people couldn't get into a lot of these here because they didn't put them in like the ballroom or something, there weren't a lot of other great panels for people to go to, which I heard a lot of people complaining about, that the selection of panels just wasn't that great. I'm sure that like maybe next year, when it's not like something big like the 25th anniversary, maybe they'll have a better mix of people and hopefully have an even bigger budget given the amount of people who showed up. But this year, it was okay. The vendor's room was a lot bigger, just a lot more going on. But one complaint that a lot of people had, and I have to agree, that for a Comic-Con, there wasn't a lot of comic stuff going on. There's a lot of sci-fi, a lot of anime stuff, gaming, stuff like that. But they really need to focus more on getting a lot more comic stuff. There was like 3 DC panels, 2 of which I went to. The other was a Batman one, which I really wasn't interested in. But there's nothing on Marvel or the independent stuff. It just would have been nicer to see a lot more comic-related stuff at a Comic-Con. But I mean, it's still a lot of fun. Hang out with friends, checking out the vendor's room, sitting in on some of the panels I did sit in on. But I did a little bit of shopping, and that was part of my fun. And I got a number of prints. At 2 of the panels, Brian Baccelletto, who's one of the writers on The Flash, was there. I picked up a couple prints from him, Flash and Superboy. And one of the interesting things we learned at one of the panels was when they were redesigning Captain Cold, they wanted to get rid of the hood. And Francis and Brian were like, we want to keep the hood, what if we get rid of the sleeves instead? And the higher-ups were like, okay, we'll go for that. And that's how the new design came for Captain Cold there. I also got a couple prints of some, looks like a cross between Earth 1 and Earth 2 characters here. Very interesting design of Hawkman in this one. And I got a really cool Wonder Woman print. One from Blackest Night with Green Arrow from that was pretty popular. And this one here, Flash, which I've already got framed. I still need to get frames for the other ones. But these were my main purchases during the con. Just something cool to spice up the place and everything. But it was fun time, but I'm really looking forward to the con improving. I think they're just going through a number of growth spurts, trying to figure out where they're going as they're getting as big as they are. They're not competing with San Diego, not by a long shot yet, but they are getting up to a very reputable size. And I'm really hoping this next year that I can work on getting some gay-centric panels going. The one time I was able to make it to San Diego, I sat in on a couple panels, one on gay creators, one about gays in comics, about storylines and characters. And I'd like to see something like that go on here in Phoenix next year. So hopefully things will keep looking up. It was a fun weekend though. Get out, just see a lot of geeks, see a lot of people in costumes, wonder what some people were thinking when they made their costumes. But it was a good time, and I don't regret going at all. It was fun for what was there. So hopefully I can get to some other cons during the year. That would be nice. But if nothing else, I'm looking forward to next year and seeing what they do. So hopefully other people can make it out. If you can come out, check it out next year, do so. I think it would definitely be worth it. And I'll probably have more to say about next year's con as things go on, as I get a chance to see what I'm able to try to get into the con next year. So if nothing else, check out the cons in your area. If you can't make it to something like Phoenix or San Diego, I'm sure there's other ones out there. And just try to help support a lot of the artists and stuff who are out there and coming to these cons. One of the more interesting people who I got to meet this year, in fact, at the con was George Perez, who was really cool. So he wasn't on any panels, he was just at a booth by himself, but I got a couple books signed, and that was really cool. So, have a good time, and I'll see you around online. Take care.